up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? The sun is bright, girl. We down here, honey. It's me, Erica. We are down here, honey, to talk about nothing. Hold on, let me get Beyonce out my background vocals, honey, because I ain't got no money to give her. Okay? So go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by, honey. We are down here. The sun is so high and so bright. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I think today is Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday. That's what I told the people. Told the people this morning. I said happy Wednesday. So I hope today is Wednesday, child. I hope today is Wednesday, girl. So we are down here, honey. I hope everybody's doing well and feeling good. Yes. Let me turn Beyonce down. Okay, there we go. The sun is bright. It's bright. I'm getting down here a little later than normal. It's nobody out here for a little while. She said I'm a heathen. Why they let me outside? Okay, let's talk about it.
I sponsor the blog.
Let me tell you something.
So the most, I guess, I don't know if it's the most pressing. I don't know what's going on with Akbar V and Cardi B. Akbar V and Cardi B. I just know they was dragging each other through the cemetery. What's so funny is, what's really funny about that whole Akbar V Cardi B situation. There's nothing, nobody can say anything to the other person like, oh my gosh, she shouldn't have said that. It's like no kids are off limits. The thing that stuck out to me, the tweet that stuck out to me, I don't know what Akbar V said, because by the time I got to the tweet, it was her account had been suspended, child. So by the time I got there, I couldn't see what Cardi was responding to. But Cardi said, you know I don't play about my sister. She said, go dig your mother up. I said, oh, no. God. Go dig your mother up. She talked about her kids. She talked about her parenting. She talked about everything. Akbar V said she was going to go write a rap because Cardi B don't rap. I'm going to do something you don't ever do. Go write a rap. She said, I'm going to do something you don't ever do. Go pick my kids up. And then she Cardi posted a picture of her, Akbar V sucking dick down to the internet, child. And then the people, she was like, oh, my kids are going to see this. You just isn't thinking about your kids. How did it get on the internet? How do people have access to it when you're thinking about your kids? That's what I'm saying. You know, you're not thinking about your kids. You're too busy worshiping dick to think about your kids. Girl, how do talking about, oh, my kids? No, your kids nothing. And then somebody came out and said, that was on the album cover. She put it on the album covers. And Cardi B was like, oh, she lied to me. Girl, Cardi said, you got 20 minutes. I got to go get my kids. Something you don't do. Girl, it's a mess. She said, every kid that came out my pussy, I've been taking care of since they came out my There's nothing you can say. You're not going to get me to say, oh, she shouldn't have said that. Oh, she shouldn't have said that. Girl, they in the graveyard. I'm just watching. I'm going to see who gets dug up and drug around the cemetery and dug up and drug and buried and drug up. Sorry. I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't have shit to do with that. Yes, I don't. Yeah, you know me. I'm vibing. You and me up. Always vibe. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's my shit, baby. What? The move the middle. It's just this part right there. Oh my gosh, so good. I mean, the whole thing is good. It just goes together. The song, who produced that song, so good. They did such a good job. So yeah, that was the thing with Cardi B and Akbar V. It's nothing else I can say. I don't know what to say. And then my whole thing is Akbar V. what do you got a problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? But you know what? I was thinking about Akbar V this morning, and I was thinking about Sydney Starr this morning because I saw a clip of Sydney Starr begging somebody to see her again. I be feeling so bad for her because it's almost like Sydney and Akbar. They want attention, and it doesn't matter how they get it. And it's like almost like when I see Sydney Starr, I be like, it's a cry for help. She be looking like, let me in, and they just be dissing her all the time. Like but she's over the top. She's just so high energy, and I'll be like, Sydney, go sit down, and she be hollering and screaming. I'm like, Sydney, no. And then when the Akbar V, I said, they remind me of each other in the way that they desire and seek attention. But I be feeling bad for Sydney. I be feeling bad for Akbar too, because it's like, I know it's a joke, but the way she be throwing herself at Drake, it's just really, it's almost like, girl, have you seen yourself? That's why I would be wanting to look at Akbar V, but it's like, that's how you know it's deeper than you can change everything about your outward appearance and still be toe up on the inside. It's true. And still operate from the same attention seeking programs, just the same, running the same programs. I'll be looking at Akbar V like, girl, the way you try to get attention is weird, but we live in a world that she's going to get the attention. So how does she know that it's not working? Like, it doesn't matter, because any attention, and the attention is equated to adoration. Like, they like me, they see me, I'm getting the attention that I need. That's how I feel. That's the energy that I get from them. I don't know what the fuck the story is or not or whatever. When I saw Sydney, it's a clip going around, and Natalie like yelling at her, and Sydney was like, why would I pack my bags and come up here? Girl, but Sydney is so over the top. It's just, I'll be like, girl, ooh. Every time I be like, oh, Sydney Starr, girl, calm down. She just be so high, like, but it's almost an energy like, look at me, please, look at me. Somebody give that girl a hug. Akbar V, give them girls hugs, honey. Because I know you not on the internet bucking your chest up. Girl, I hope Nicki Minaj help her get her damn page back. Because I feel like that's where the energy was coming from. Like, you going up for Nicki Minaj? I don't think anybody that's gone up for her and that. Girl, go up. I hope she gets your page back. I really do. Girl, let's see what's on the Jasmine brand. Let's see. I saw this story this morning, and I was like, I have to give this dude a high five for that, because you the main one that you can't say nothing. You need to shut your mouth up when it comes to topics like this. Shaq says he won't comment on Celtic coach Emi Udoka's scandal because he was a serial cheater himself. Listen to me when I tell you, child. Girl, you the last one to say anything about anybody when it comes to relating to women. The fucking last dude. While other celebrities and athletes weigh in on a Nia Long Emi Udoka cheating scandal, NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is saying he's staying quiet on the matter. During a recent episode of his podcast, Shaquille briefly addressed the Long and Udoka's current scandal. The sports analyst made it clear that he is not going to pass any harsh criticism on the matter, as that would make him a hypocrite. I am going to step down from this conversation. I was a serial cheater. It would be crazy and blasphemous for me to get up here and say boom, boom, bam. I can't do that. I know these guys personally. I know they're going through a lot. I went through a lot. He said, I never talked about this, but I'm glad you guys asked me because, well, this was before, right? There was a clip that he was with Channing Crowder. I think that's his name. He says, I never talked about this, but I'm glad you guys asked me because I don't mind talking about this, but I was bad. She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. Look, we don't need to talk about what I was doing, but I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. Sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up. I'm not going to say it was her. It was all me. I was like, yeah, you don't need to say nothing, Shaquille. Not a damn thing. Hirsch. A lot of those dudes don't need to have an opinion. Because just like MattBarnes said, I mean, it's a lot of people doing it. It's a lot of people cheating on their spouses. Yeah. Don't you love how MattBarnes jumped out the window and had to come back in? He had to climb back in the window. You jumped out the window. And what do I tell y'all? When do men stay on code? Don't get fooled as a woman thinking that men like that bro code, and the bro code is only applied when it comes to how they deal with women. And if it's a misuse or a mistreatment of women, they automatically, sight unseen, no details provided, protect their brother. You saw MattBarnes do it. You saw him jump out the window, and they all do it. Stephen A did it. Stephen A. Smith did the same thing. Jumped out the window. Y'all have no clue what is going on with this man. You were only protecting this man's image. That's what you wanted to do. That was your thing. And you were so quick to say, people just cheat on people. People, that's what they do. This happens at work all the time. It's a lot of stuff like this going on. Thank you. We know that. We know what's going on. We know that these men are out here cheating on their women, and we know that they're staying. We know that they're putting up with it. We know they're serial cheaters. That's why none of y'all can say nothing. But you only come out to say something when you want to jump up and protect somebody. When I tell you, MattBarnes, I said when staying on code goes wrong. Because you have no clue what that man's doing over there. But he has a dick. We got to protect him. Y'all lock arms. Let's go. Get the dust whirling around, honey. Because they'll do it. So I'm glad Shaq didn't say, you don't have nothing to say. Because the world knows, honey. Because everybody knows, okay? Rihanna vetting a list of at least 50 artists possibly to perform with her at the Super Bowl. Yes, we have been made aware that superstar singer Rihanna, everybody is like, girl, please don't bring your baby mama. Bitch, when I tell you that's what it is, please don't bring your baby mama to the Super Bowl, Rihanna. Please don't. Don't bring your baby mama. We don't want to do no songs with him. But Rihanna has so many good songs, so many hits that she can come out with so many different people. She come out with so many different people. She got so many songs, honey. She come out with Kendrick. She come out with Drake. She come out with Eminem. She come out with Jay-Z. She can't come out with her baby mama. They said, did you see him getting his balls crunched at Rolling Loud? That's what you get for jumping in a mosh pit. He said somebody grabbed his nuts and was twisting them. You're not going to be able to make another baby, nigga. As soon as you get a hold of them things, twist and pull. Somebody said Apple Pay is a little too easy for me. I have to remind myself these are real American dollars, not video game coins. Low key, the American dollars are video game coins too. Because the meaning of it can change as long as you and I agree. You understand what I'm saying? It really can. That's the crazy part. All the shit is fake. So I'll be trying to tell y'all. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Yeah, so Akbar V, her account was suspended. I was like, girl, what? So I don't know if the people are going to start saying that it's favoritism. What? Rachel Dolezal trends on Twitter following her recent discovery of her OnlyFans profile. Welcome to my OnlyFans, where I post creative content and interact with fans more than on any other platform. Subscribers get to see how my sensual side pairs with my creative spirit through intimate images inspired by color, light, and lingerie on the weekends. Thanks for joining my OF crew. I welcome feedback and hope you enjoy my content. My first sex toy has arrived. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I literally never tried a toy before. Even in my female relationships, it's always been natural. So I have to see how this compares to a real one. If you post Rachel Dolezal OnlyFans on my timeline, you will be getting blocked. Okay, you will be getting blocked, girl. You gotta, honey. If you got to pay the bills. You got to pay the bills, and people are going to pay for it. That's one thing that they'll pay to see. They'll pay to see it. They'll pay to see it. I've been seeing. Speaking of paying to see it, I saw Akademiks. It says Akademiks addresses reactions following his remarks that rap pioneers are dusty and broke. You're using two words to kind of paint a large brush on everything I've done. Doesn't he look like a little yam? Doesn't he look like a yam? He looks like he has to pay for hugs. Yeah. Somebody give Akademiks a hug he doesn't have to pay for, okay? Yes. I'm not going to read nothing he has to say. He's a yam. All right. What else is going on? Young Miami clarifies her relationship status with Diddy. Let me tell Caresha. Caresha, I'm going to tell you something, honey. What your community is going to do, they are going to beat you in the head until you are able to give them a clear understanding of what your relationship with this man is. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. And it doesn't matter what you say, because they are waiting for him to validate and confirm whatever it is that you say about the relationship. That's it. They are going to keep asking you and asking you and asking you and asking you, what is the status of your relationship? What's going on with you and Diddy? Instead of allowing women to date who the hell they want to date and get the things that they want to get out of these men, that's the problem y'all have. And let me tell you something. Puffy having more than one female woman friend and the other women are single and not caring about the other women, that's how it works. When the man is able to afford the women he's interested in, he is able to date more than one woman with no problem. The problem is you broke niggas are trying to do that. And the girls are letting y'all do it. The girls are letting y'all do it. But what Puffy is doing, and the women not seeking to define the relationship because they understand what it is and they are fine with it. Because this man is not bad to look at. He seems like he has a good time. You know, he's into whatever's going on in the bedroom. He has money. He's buying gifts. Why should I be, tied to a person who is a bachelor? I'm 30 years old, 35? How old is Caresha? I don't know. But why do y'all want this woman to define the relationship so that he can do something outside of how you define a relationship so that you can say she's being mistreated by him? That's all they want to say. They want to say that you are some dumb girl who don't know what you're doing and you're in this relationship with this old ass nigga who likes boys and girls. And you don't give a fuck. You getting diamonds and flued out and whatever else. Your community of women and men want you to define the relationship so that he can do something outside of how they've defined your relationship so they can say he's mistreating you. That's it. They don't want you to have fun. They want to find out if you're going to get pregnant. They want to find out if you're going to get married, even though marriages only last 8 years and he ain't never been married. So I'm trying to figure, like, it's just a bunch of shit they want you to, here, fit into this box of what we think your relationship with should be with this type of man. Here you go. Put it in this box here. Young Miami clarifies her relationship status with Diddy. Again, we are having the time of our lives together, but we are still single. Y'all want somebody to define a relationship for you because you have been conditioned to when you see a man and a woman together, you want them to be in some type of relationship. You want them to be in a relationship as how you define it. And anything outside of the box as that you've created is something wrong. She's getting the short end of the stick. And then the crazy part is y'all think every time a woman is partnered with a man that she wants to marry him. She wants to, why? Why? Do y'all think that secretly every girl wants to get married? The truth is they don't. That's what I'm telling you. They need to do a damn television production. Carlos King, this is what you need to do. A television production about women and put it on with the rest of them fucking relationship shows that the women go through. Somebody in the comments, one of the community members put, oops, wrong aisle. That's the name of the show, right? We giving y'all ideas. Oops, wrong aisle. And it's going to be stories about women who walked down the aisle and knew good and goddamn well they shouldn't have been walking down no fucking aisle. But they answered society's call for their life and did something they didn't want to do and did it anyway. One, either because what society wanted them to do or they didn't want to embarrass the man. Let women come out and tell stories of how they accepted marriage proposals and really didn't want to be married, but their family and society wanted them to be married. Let's do that. And that they actually went through with the marriage. Let's tell that story. Because y'all want to push everybody into relationships that or types of relationships that they shouldn't be in. And a lot of women and men are pressured into forming these types of relationships they don't even need to be in. Why does Caresha need to define her relationship with Puffy for you? That girl is how old? 28. Girl. But it's y'all. Y'all think that deep down, y'all think everybody wants to be in a committed relationship with a man. Y'all think that. Y'all think that. That's why y'all want her to define this relationship for you. And then to add on the way that he is and how he has treated women. Cassie wasted her life. Y'all think that. She wasted her time. She was waiting for him to marry. She did her career. She did this and then she went off and found a man, had a baby. She got 2 babies over there. When you think about it, when that's what I said yesterday. When people get partnered, you have to look at it. Everybody you partner with is not somebody that you're marrying. You don't have to marry everybody you're partner with. Everybody is not marriage material. Sometimes it's just to experience the person, to experience that part of life, to look back on that chapter of your life and be like, God damn, when I was like 27, 28, Caresha, when she's going to be telling her fucking kids, I was hanging out with Sean Combs. Puffy Combs. He bought me da 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 da. That was a time. I had the time of my life. I had a great time. And I still got the diamonds to prove it. Y'all want her to be in a lopsided relationship. Because that's what you see. We're used to seeing we see it every day. So you want to put Caresha in that. Young Miami, Caresha Brownlee, and Diddy are both very much single and very much dating. During a recent interview, the young rapper once again clarified her relationship with business mogul Diddy. And it doesn't matter what she says. Y'all don't think she's telling the truth because y'all think everybody wants to be in a committed relationship with a fucking man. Y'all think that. Y'all think it deep down. That's why you're like, no, she has to be in a lopsided relationship. And it's not. And I don't think it's computer. I think it's like sending y'all, like, it's making y'all glitch a little bit. But don't y'all remember in your 20s, you don't want to be, why do you want these women to be tied down? Why do you need her to define the relationship? The relationship exists. There it is. They're in a relationship. They're not in a committed relationship, but they're in a relationship. And he obviously in a relationship with the other girl too, and nobody has a problem with it. I don't think y'all can't understand it. No, they're in relationships with each other, but they're not committed, and they're not in monogamous relationships. They're doing their own thing. And it doesn't matter what she says, y'all still are going to be like, no, I think she wants to be in a relationship with Sean Puffy motherfucking Combs, Party Boy Combs. Girl, during a recent interview, the young rapper once again clarified her relationship with the business mogul. While the two are not official couple as far as labels go, the 28-year-old city girl did make it clear she enjoys every moment with her man. We are dating. We're single, but we're dating. People don't know what dating means. He's single, I'm single, but we're dating. That's what I mean when I say we go together. When we're together, we're together. We're having the time of our lives, but we're single. She continued. He see other people outside of me. I see people outside of him. I'm young. I'm dating. I'm, having fun. I'm doing me. He's doing the same thing. I can't speak for exactly what he's doing or who he's seeing, but we're single and we're dating. But we are dating each other, but we're single. I think it just went over people's head. People just like to take whatever they want to take from. In response to the quality she knows or likes about her boo and other people may not be aware, he's very funny. He's supportive. I feel like he brings a different side of me that I won't say that I didn't know I had. He brings out a better side of me. He dig deeper into me to say, okay, you're this, you're that, and you don't need this, you have that. He brings out better qualities of myself. That's one thing I love about him. You don't have to be like you don't. You do not. You don't. And then, like when she did the thing, love you, Poppy, it was clearly a joke because she had a camera right there. She had JT trying to pull it down. And y'all read into that she was some dumb girl who was performing for this man and holding a sign up for a man who didn't show her. Oh, he didn't even thank her when he got on stage. Thank her for what, bitch? We just met. We just started dating. Why would he get on stage and thank her for the last 30 years of his career? Girl, what? He didn't thank her. Thank her for what? The good head he got on the back of the yacht? Like, girl, thank her for what? What do y'all want? She's standing up there, and then he did it back to her. She was performing somewhere, and he put the signs up, go shorty wop, or whatever he calls her. And he did it back. They did the joke back. They're playing around. It's like, but y'all literally, when you see a man and a woman together, you have to slap a label on the relationship, define the relationship, and then decide who's being mistreated. I know it's hard to get out of those kind of those running those programs, but if she says what she says, that's what it is. That y'all don't care. Y'all waiting for him to define what it is. And whatever he says it is, then that's what the relationship is. And she's probably delusional and she doesn't. And look, let's read the comments. They're not going to believe you. He's her sugar daddy. Simple. It ain't rocket science. Nope. Diddy is single. You locked in, mama. That's usually how this dynamic works. Right? The lies we tell ourselves to avoid embarrassment. Baby, you gonna say whatever that makes you feel good. Girl, no, he is single and makes that very clear. You're in a relationship. Unfortunately, he's not acting right. See, it doesn't matter what she says. It matters how he's moving. He's defining the relationship, right? What another man says, what other man is she standing in the audience holding signs for or wearing socks with their face on it? Just one. She don't need to try to convince us. She's trying to convince herself. As long as it works for her, it sounds like one big clusterfuck. Why is it so hard for people to understand? I don't know, child. She has finally understood her place. They have an understanding, and that's dope. So basically, you are friends with benefits. I love this for her. So many get wrapped up in titles and never really have fun. Enjoy the essence of just dating. You can date and still have a favorite. So she's the new old Cassie. I mean, I ain't knocking it if they're both benefiting and getting what they want. That's what I'm saying. The relationship, we're so programmed and used to seeing lopsided heterosexual relationship. We're so used to seeing it. But even still understanding that this girl is single. It's like I don't get it. After being exposed so many times, it's a little too late. The difference is Diddy has been on several dates with other women. Meanwhile, you holding up a Go Poppy sign and asking, what is we? Who else is we date? Who else is Caresha dating? Exactly. Things we tell ourselves to make it seem like we're okay with the situationship. I'm so confused on relationship descriptions. It seems like a lot whatever goes. Where is we go together real bad energy? Diddy said you going with the... I can't read the way y'all fucking write. Oh my God, how many times are you going to keep saying that? Right, because people keep asking her. One can have boys and other girls and they can come back to each other. So what I heard her say is he doesn't want to commit to me because he wants to see other women. Because women are programmed to believe no matter what, she wants a man. 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 It don't matter what the woman says. Her other community of women will say, no, 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 good girl. What you're really trying to say is, so what I heard her say is he doesn't want to commit to me. He wants to see other women. And a lot of you hear that too. Because you don't believe that a woman can be in a relationship with a man and not be committed. Y'all fall into the same things. Y'all fall into the same things and upholding the same shit. Y'all don't even understand it. I understand why this topic, but honestly, their relationship is no different from all the other ones he had before. And what it is so many people are in relationships like that. So many women have been in relationships with men where they have to be like, oh no, we're single, but they're still like really kind of questioning, like behind the scenes, it's another story, but he hasn't really made it official, so you really don't know where you are, and so you're just going to say you're single, but you're still in this weird ass lopsided relationship. That happens all the time. What are we? What are we doing? Where are we going? And it's always you asking, where are we going? What are we doing? You're waiting for him to define the relationship for you to move forward. You put too much value in these motherfuckers. That's the crazy part. And y'all don't even fucking realize it. Y'all give these niggas too much power. Too much power. And you give them so much power, you don't even let the woman define the relationship. You wait for him to define it. Y'all need to tighten up. Everybody is single until they get married. Y'all can't lie in the comments all y'all want. Men with money can buy what they want and make you think you want it too. Why? I don't know why it's so complicated for people. When you first start dating someone, they're still single until asked to be in a relationship, which means that they can very well be going on dates with other people. All they're doing is deciding to staying the dating stage, no pressure to be in a relationship. Duh. You're single because Diddy wants to continue to explore the world. If he agreed to commit, you would. I'm telling you, women believe that every single woman deep down wants a man. They do. A lot of y'all think like that. And that's crazy. And that's why y'all putting all that shit, projecting all that shit onto Caresha. BrettFarve, Sirius XM suspends retired NFL quarterback weekly show in light of welfare fraud scandal in Mississippi. In Mississippi, at that Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi specifically is over there with messed up water. This motherfucker is out here committing welfare fraud, accused of embezzling millions to build a volleyball stadium, literally taking from the needy, the vulnerable, To do what? To fund a volleyball stadium that your daughter's on the team for, and then try to hide it. You should lose everything. You should lose everything. You should lose everything. But what you can hold on to, any endorsements, everything. How dare you? But you don't. I'm telling you, it is, what do y'all call it? Epigenetics. It's a coded program in these motherfuckers. They can't help it. It's like they keep fulfilling their ancestors' destiny. Like, just take from people, take from people, take from people, take. They can't, it's almost like they can't help it. It's like it's embedded in their DNA to just take, steal, take, and taking from people who are needy, who need it. It looks like BrettFarve is suffering professionally as a result of allegations that he embezzled millions from the poorest state in the nation. That is so trashy. I don't give a goddamn what your politics are. I don't give a fuck what your politics are. That is weak. That's some weak. You literally are taking money that is where, like in Mississippi. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody knows the state of that state, and how could you? The retired NFL quarterback, now referred to as the welfare queen. Okay? Because that's the real gag. That's the real gag. While y'all was over here calling black women welfare queens, the white women were down there on the damn welfare too. And now you got, and here he goes. This rich ass man. How much is BrettFarve worth? How much? Let's see how much he's worth while he's stealing money from people. Hold on a second. Let me go to the internet. Hold on. BrettFarve net worth. Cause 100 million. He's worth 100 million. Salary 20 million. Hello. Okay, BrettFarve is worth $100 million. He is a salary is 20 million. All right. So you over here, the retired NFL quarterback, now referred to as the welfare queen on social media, has been hosting Sirius XM Blitz with BrettFarve and Bruce Murray since 2018. The latest episode aired on September 13th, and the series has been put on hold as a result of a civil lawsuit filed by the Mississippi Department of Human Services accusing BrettFarve, along with 3 former wrestlers and businesses, of squandering more than $20 million from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program. BrettFarve, who has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, allegedly conspired with the then Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant, former MDHS Executive Director John Davis, and Nancy New to divert money from the welfare program to pay for a volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi. The move came 2 years after the state had already spent millions of dollars in welfare money on a university volleyball arena in BrettFarve's favor. That is so musty, but like I said, they just don't know that's what they do. They just take from people, and to take from people who need it. Like temporary assistance for needy families, and you're taking money from that. And I don't want to hear BrettFarve say, I didn't know where it was coming from. There shouldn't have been no money coming from nowhere. You should have spent your own damn money. Why didn't you build it with your damn money? And you wonder why areas are poor, because you have people who have money stealing, like literally stealing. And what does that say about your character? What does that say about your character? You can't, no, you can't. Everything taken away, BrettFarve. Everything. Welfare queen. Exactly. Exactly. Netflix family of Jeffrey Dahmer's victim slams the streaming service for cruel new series about the serial killer. Says the project has been re-traumatizing them over and over again. How many shows and documentaries do we need? You know what? I used to think that about Tupac and Biggie, and I used to think that about Kennedy, and I used to think about the Kennedy assassination, and it was something else. And that I'm like, there's going to be stories forever. Whitney Houston, that's another one that's happening. We're going to keep getting stories about these people. How many times do we need these stories? Because people want to tell a story. And when people want to tell a story, they find somebody to write a script and a screenplay for it. Then they find a producer and a director because people want to tell their stories. 9/11. How many goddamn documentaries do we need on 9/11? It's re-traumatizing. Yes, but how do these people's stories get told? How do the stories get told? And serial killers, because we want to understand motivation and why human beings respond and behave this way. I really wish they would have studied his brain. I remember that story. I remember it. And I remember thinking like, damn, because I've always, since a very young, been intrigued by serial killers and their minds and why they do what they do, and their stories and their IQs and how they charm people and how they get people to trust them and things like that. And how they use the halo effect, because a lot of them are striking. They have really nice faces. They are attractive to a lot of people. And it's like how other people respond to those people and how they get the people to trust them and then get them in vulnerable positions to do what they do. But to me, I feel like it's a far reach to ask somebody not to tell a story because it re-traumatizes you. It's like, unfortunately, this happened to somebody that has a name, but the story is about the person doing the serial killing. The story is about the plane crashing into the World Trade Center. The story is about a president being assassinated. The story is about why can nobody figure out who killed Tupac and Biggie. The story is about, it's going to be telling people, and I had to think about it, I had to remember, because I was like, why are there so many stories about Whitney Houston? Why are there so many stories about John F. Kennedy? Because everybody has their perspective and they want to share their story. I'm sorry. I know it must be re-traumatizing, but how do you expect people's stories to be told? The story to be told. Now, if you feel that you want the victim, your family member, and this is another thing I thought about. The people should be getting profits. The victims' families should be getting profits. But I want to know, and I want to ask a question, is how the hell he got close to two 14-year-old boys? That's one. And two, how was he able to almost kill another person from the same family? He already killed the 14-year-old and then was about to get somebody from the other family. So do we really want to tell their stories? Because how did they end up there? How did they end up there? How did two 14-year-old boys end up with a serial killer, a grown man, in his apartment? How? So if you want to really tell the stories, do y'all really want to tell these stories? Do you really want to talk about how these men felt comfortable with this man? They're not thinking, they're on drugs, their inhibitions are down. Or do you want to tell how they got to how they got there? Because I don't think y'all really want to tell the stories, because I really want to know how he got in contact with two 14-year-old boys and almost killed another son from the same family. Sorry, I don't mean to yell, but I'm just saying, I think it is unreasonable for any person to say, I don't want you to watch this story because it's re-traumatizing for me. That's the story. It is a traumatizing story, but it happened. And the story, how whoever's going to tell it, and if you feel like it wasn't told correctly, you cannot mimic the exact time that something happened and recreate it exactly the way it happened, especially if two of the people are dead. And as a family, you don't know what happened either. You don't know what happened either. So we're going by testimony, and then because it is Hollywood, we're going to give exaggeration or dramatic effect to tell a story. But I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. Oh, I don't want y'all to watch this because it's re-traumatizing. So that means that every time they show a 9/11 documentary, every person affected by that needs to be paid, or else we don't want it streamed. You see how ridiculous that sounds? It sounds ridiculous because it is ridiculous. So I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, and it might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. I'm sorry, and I feel bad, but I don't feel bad, to be honest, because that, unfortunately, it's your family member. This happened to your family member. You can't say don't stream. Don't stream it. Why? Because you don't. Then you don't watch. If the story is not being told correctly, tell the story then. But the gag is, y'all don't know the story either. Y'all don't like how it feels because it might bring up some shit on how you feel ashamed and guilt. Because how did my child end up in the hands of a murderer? Yeah, that's probably what it is. It does re-traumatize you, and think about this and think about that. And what he did was disgusting. That's what I said on Twitter. I said he needs to be dug up and his ass whooped again. But I don't agree with, oh, don't stream it. Oh, they need to be given money from any money that is made. If the director and the producers of the story want to give money towards victims, that's on them. If they want to do that. But telling people not to watch a story, that I don't agree with that. And I'm probably biased because I'm fascinated by stories about serial killers. So that's all I have to say. Sorry, because the ridiculousness of it. I don't think people they're only thinking about their story. They're only thinking about their scenario. But if you want to set a precedent and say, okay, the victims of a traumatic space in history need to get paid every single time the story is told, what? That doesn't make sense. Do you think the Kennedys want money every time somebody makes a documentary on the JFK assassination? Do you think that everybody who was victims of 9/11, every time they do a documentary on 9/11, everyone that was killed in those buildings need to get money from that? Or if they pick out a story, because they have done that, of several people who were killed, and they take them and tell their stories about, how they were on the way to work or their life before that and stuff like that. They do it all the time, y'all. But and I know the story is disgusting and graphic, but it happened, and it happened to people. And that's another thing. You got to understand that these are people walking among us doing stuff like this. You don't know what they're doing in their houses. And then using homophobia and using whiteness to get by, and people not trusting and believing it. That is a great story because it shows a lot of where it just showed so much of where we drop the ball in society, where Black women aren't listened to, where cops they did it twice. They brought the victim back to his apartment with the second man. Well, in the dramatization, the second man or the last person who had the handcuffs on, they take him back to point out where, show us who he is, and then they go in the apartment and take him down. But the boy coming out with, I don't know if he had already started drilling inside of the head, but blood looking like he's beat up. I remember that story, and that was the biggest thing out of all of that, was like, the cops took this boy, clearly a boy, back to this man, back to the person who was torturing him. And then because he said, oh, we're lovers, the cops were like, okay, well, yeah, whatever y'all doing, and really handed this boy back. And y'all don't want the stories told. No, those stories need to be told. I don't agree with that. I'm not telling anyone what to watch. I know true crime media is huge right now, but if you're actually curious about the victims, my family are pissed about this show. It's re-traumatizing over and over again. What's the wild part is, to be re-traumatized, that would mean that you are engaging in it. You are engaging in it. You do not have to be re-traumatized. You don't have to be re-traumatized. You don't have to be. And again, like this person said, you can't tell people what to watch. But if it's re-traumatizing for you, do what you need to do to protect your energy. And it's really that simple. And it's sad because your family is affected by that. Your family is affected by that. And that's what I said. How do you know? Oh, we need to pay the families. How do you know these men had good relationships with their families? How do you know they had good relationships with their families? You want to let the families profit. Because how did a 14-year-old get into the hands? Huh? So you think the family should profit off of their neglect? I'm sorry. Because how was it possible for him to get another boy from the same family and almost drug and kill him? What they going over Jeffrey's house for, and it smells like fucking human flesh in here? Like recreating my cousin having an emotional breakdown in court in the face of the man who tortured and murdered her is wild. So you're watching it. And you had to relive it. That's what happens when you tell stories. You have to relive it. That's why I always say, when people tell you, oh, don't tell the story, you should have played a different role. Because people are going to tell stories. That is how this world works. You can't tell people, don't tell the story because I was traumatized by it. If you want to tell, I bet you this random person saying my cousin, you probably don't even fuck with that cousin on some real shit. That's just your cousin on screen. And you know your cousin, and your cousin was responding to their family member or your other cousin being murdered. I'm sorry. A lot of y'all don't even fucking know. And you weren't even alive when it happened. Or probably a kid when it happened. And all the information that you know is a story that was told to you by other family members. So when they say they're doing this with respect to the victims or honoring the dignity of the families, no one contacts them. My cousins wake up every few months at this point with a bunch of calls and messages, and they know there's another Dahmer show. It's cruel. They're going to keep telling the story. I'm sorry. And it sucks because if somebody is interested in Jeffrey Dahmer's story and they have an ability to write a screenplay and a script and get a producer and get some money behind it, it's a story that happened in this country and in the world. It's a story. And I don't know how you can tell people not to tell stories, or I don't know. Here's a heads up. For the rest of your life, there will be somebody making a documentary or a docuseries on the person that murdered your family member. Right? Anyways, y'all, I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. I talked for a long time. Hopefully we have some things to talk about. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.